Hello and welcome to another Friday tutorial with the drawingfactory.com. This time you will learn how to draw a flower and more specifically a beautiful rose. Admittedly, it's not easy to draw a flower, particularly a rose, due to its shape and numbers of petals. There are many ways to approach drawing a rose. In this tutorial I will suggest one possible solution to draw and subsequently color one. If you follow closely, you should be able to get a very good result. I have used the reference image for this tutorial, however, I have drawn the rose freehand using a drawing software called Sketchbook Pro, but you can achieve a similar result using any drawing software or even by drawing freehand using pencil and paper. Let's get on with it, shall we? The key idea behind this technique is to draw using the profile or contour, if you want, of the flower as a guide. So ignore the apparent complexity of the reference image and just try to follow closely the contour of the flower and the leaves underneath. This is probably the most important step, so take your time and try to come up with a contour that closely resembles the one of the flower you're drawing. In the subsequent steps, we will fill in with the details. Once you're done drawing the contour of the flower, it's time to start adding the stuff that's inside the contour. The key idea again is to imagine that the flower is composed of several layers, some more external and some more internal. We want to add each layer one at a time, starting with the outermost ones. In this step, I've added the first external petal that runs diagonally from left to right. Continuing on from the outermost layers to the innermost ones, here I've just drawn the line of the petal that is immediately inside the one that I drew before. This time it runs from the upper right to the left and stops approximately in the middle of the flower. As you can see, I am proceeding step by step, analyzing the reference image and adding at each step the next line of petals inside the flower. In this particular step, I added what looks like a smaller cap of the flower inside the main body of the flower. I think you get the idea at this point. Just be mindful of the reference image and keep adding the inner layers one by one, and your rose will just start building itself almost magically. At this point, I've gone through the entire process and finished drawing the inner layers of the rose. I've also refined a bit the shape of the flower at its base and the shapes of the leaves around the base. I think it already looks damn fine. Before coloring, I have cleaned up the whole drawing. I have erased all the non-essential lines, retouched the shape of the flower a little more, and prepared the drawing for the upcoming coloring steps. As you can see from the tutorial, your rose should now look nice and clean. There are obviously infinite ways you can go about and color your beautiful rose. However, the method that I'm going to encourage you to try I find is relatively simple and offers a great final effect. It consists of filling up the flat colors first, then shadows and finally highlights. So the first step is to just fill in with the base colors. Once you're done coloring and you're happy with the result, it is time, using this procedure, to add the shadows. I used just a dark tone for the shadows, nothing fancy. If you're using pencil, you can use maybe a 2B or a 4B for the purpose. Just be gentle and build up the shadows in the corners and crevices of the petals, always paying attention to the reference image. Here I'm showing you where I'm started for my drawing, but you can start wherever you want really. Do you see now what I meant by saying that this approach is relatively easy? Just by filling the shadows, you're adding a wonderful depth to the petals and really emphasizing the structure of the flower. And this is how it should look after a little bit of tinkering and filling in the shadows. Not too shabby at all, I think. However, to really finish this off in a beautiful way, we need to add some highlights, which we'll do in the next step. For the highlights, use a light red or even white if you want. The secret is to be very gentle again and not overdo it. Just add the color on the rims of the petals where the light might hit and catch easily. And there you have it, an absolutely stunning rose rendered almost to perfection and ready to be shown. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I can't wait to see what you do with it. What are your thoughts? Did you find it difficult or easy? How did your rose come up in the end? You can leave a message in the comment section below, and if you want to see more tutorials like this one, please like this video and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Friday with a new tutorial.